everybody. We are back again to talk some more college football. We are halfway through the season already.
Waist deep.
We are waist deep, drowning in college football.
We're not drowning. You're not drowning.
No, I'm not
waist deep.
Well, I guess I ain't drowning if I'm waist deep now. Anyways, we are halfway through the college football season, and we are here to talk some college football with you. We always talk about the top 15 teams.
And the winners and the losers.
So, we'll go over the winners and the losers of week
7.
We will do our little
burning trash heap.
We'll do a little dumpster fire of the week here, and
it's technically the same thing.
And we've got a good burning trash heap going on right now. And then we will talk about who we think the winners and losers will be of week 8. So let's go ahead and jump into week 7. They're in their certain order. We just sort of talk about whichever games play first. And we had another Friday night ranked game, and that was Cal at
Oregon.
Number 9 Oregon.
The Ducks didn't fly high. They drove the struggle bus. You don't want the keys to the struggle bus.
No, the Ducks have been struggling a little bit lately, and
that could be up for upset Valley.
Yeah, they drove the struggle bus a little bit against Cal, but
Cal's not a good team.
No, but they still pulled out the win. They still got the W, so you give them the W, and you go into next week.
But that was still a little unconvincing.
That was a little
inconvincing.
That was a little unconvincing. Yeah, it wasn't convincing, anyways. That you don't know how.
Me and my grammar.
Yeah, me and my grammar too. We'll go ahead and jump on in. We had the University of Central Florida Black Knights getting slaughtered,
getting killed,
getting slaughtered by the Cincinnati Bearcats. The Bearcats feasted on the Black Knights.
It was over before it already started.
Yeah, 56-21. They beat them by 30.
That was way over the line.
That was way over the line, yeah. Cincinnati, man, is looking. I mean, they're
pretty sharp.
Again, they're not playing the top-tier opponents every single week.
Yeah, but they're playing good against
but
the teams.
But they're beating. When you beat somebody by 35 points,
it's convincing.
You're beating somebody by 35 points.
It's convincing.
It is convincing. So I think Cincinnati's a really good team, and they will probably end up.
If they win out.
If they win. I don't think anybody's going to beat them, not unless they trip and fall or something. But right now, they're beating people very well, so they might end up in the playoffs.
That'd be the
playoffs.
That'd be the
playoffs.
That'd be the first team from a lower conference to make the playoff.
Yes, which will make the playoff go.
And that might
because somebody in the Power 5 is going to be left out,
and somebody's going to be really angry.
So that means that they will probably expand it really soon, which is good for me anyways. I'd rather have 8 teams anyways. We had number 10 Michigan State at Indiana. They drove the struggle bus a little bit too.
Michigan State's defense held at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a lot of people drove the struggle bus or just dominated.
Yeah, we had 20-15. So yeah, they drove the struggle bus a little bit. Yeah, but they're still inside the top 10, and they snuck out that win. We had a lot of wins that were sort of snuck out there. You know, we had a lot of survivors.
Squeaked out.
A lot of survivors this week. We had Oklahoma State, for instance, took on number 25 Texas.
And Texas blew another fourth quarter lead.
How many 20-point leads is Texas going to have?
Before
Georgia, Atlanta, Texas. How many double-digit leads are they going to have before they...
That's the second straight blown fourth quarter lead.
Yeah, and they were up pretty big at one point, weren't they? Weren't they up by 21 points or something?
But they let Oklahoma State come back, and they couldn't do jack after the third quarter.
No, they
only had 1 yard of offense in the fourth quarter.
And Oklahoma State is undefeated.
It seems like the whole state of Oklahoma is doing nice and fine.
Oklahoma's doing pretty good right now.
The whole state.
That is going to make an interesting matchup later this year, isn't it? It is going to. We had number 11 Kentucky go to Georgia.
They get pounded.
They did pull the line, but only on a last-second trash touchdown.
But they got pounded.
Georgia beat the living crap out of them, yeah. The only thing that scares you about Georgia is they're not scoring as much as you would like them to score. You'd like them to be scoring in the upper, at least the lower 40s.
In today's college football, you got to have an offense.
You got to have an offense. They don't have the offense.
More consistent.
But if they only give up 7 points and it's in the last 30 seconds of the game,
then it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter. As long as you score 30, 13 ain't gonna beat you. So I still think Georgia is the best team in the country, and because Kentucky was undefeated. Now they're not. and they only scored 13 points.
Yep.
And the last one was a trash touchdown. So
Yep.
I still think Georgia's the best. We had number two Iowa take on Purdue.
Upset.
We knew it was going to happen eventually. Iowa's a good team, but they're not an elite team. I didn't think it was going to happen against Purdue, though. When you score 7 points against an unranked team.
If you look at his stats, the quarterback for Iowa's stats is horrible.
17 of 32, 50%-ish, 195 yards, and count them.
Count them at home, kids. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 interceptions.
That's horrible. That's terrible.
Yeah,
Why can't they get a better quarterback?
When the quarterback for Purdue was 30 of 40, 75%, 375 yards.
That's much better.
And 2 TDs.
That's much better.
Yeah, so Iowa didn't drive the struggle. They bought the struggle bus. It was theirs. They owned the struggle bus during that game.
And Iowa's quarterback's last name is Spencer Petras, which reminds me of the Petro's Chili restaurant.
Or a Petrus dish or a Petri dish.
Spencer Petros.
Petros. But anyways, Iowa is no longer in the land of the undefeated. They can play spoiler still yet because they do have a good team. They can sneak up on one of the other Big Ten teams trying to make their way into the playoffs and go.
But their quarterback needs to stop throwing interceptions.
Yes.
And stop being only 50% completing his passes.
Yeah, you can't do that. We have number 5, Alabama.
Rolling over poor Mississippi State.
Roll Tide. 49-9.
Here come the incoming Roll Tide chants.
That was not a close game. That was more like the Cincinnati game.
It was a brutal beatdown.
The two dominant teams this week was Cincinnati and Alabama. Cincinnati and Alabama. Well, hey, Cincinnati and Alabama it is. Alabama's been a little scary lately, showing some weaknesses. Losing
vulnerability,
losing to A&M, but I think they made a point this week. When you win by 40 over a conference opponent,
that isn't very good.
That's a statement. But Mississippi State's beat some teams this year, so
in terms of SEC standards, Mississippi State ain't the top.
No. We had TCU go to number 4 Oklahoma again.
Spencer Rattler was benched.
Yes,
without a single snap until at least somewhere in the fourth quarter, and Caleb Williams came in and lit the joint up.
18 of 23, which is a very high percentage. 295.
Very good.
4 TDs.
Very good.
Very good.
Very good. Now that's what I expect out of Oklahoma's quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. Plus their rusher had 20 carries for 153 yards. So when you have a quarterback that accurate and a rusher getting 153 yards, you're going to be ranked number 4 in the country.
No more struggle bus. Oklahoma sold it to Iowa.
Yeah, the Rattler is off the snake, and the snake is better for it.
You know what happens to a snake without its rattle?
I don't know what. It's quiet. I guess it's a little bit more deadly. I don't know, something. But yeah, Oklahoma is undefeated. Oklahoma State is undefeated.
The whole state of Oklahoma's having a fun time.
That is going to be
an Oklahoma brawl.
A good matchup. That is going to be a great matchup.
The whole state of Oklahoma might jump off the roof.
Yeah, and then lastly, we will talk about our poor little Tennessee Volunteers. We had number 13 Ole Miss come to Tennessee.
And barely edge out the Tennessee Vols.
Tennessee, again, Tennessee lost 30 players in the portal.
And they still managed to compete with a top 15 team.
But, yeah, they sort of... there was a lot of bad ref calls and some...
I wonder how Tennessee fans felt about the game.
Oh, what the... Somebody threw a mustard bottle at us. What the heck? Hey, now, what the bottles? Three mustard bottles? Hey, our show ain't that bad now. Quit it.
Oh. Where did that bottle come from?
I don't know, but that was a mustard bottle. Why do you need a mustard bottle at a show? I guess you want to put mustard on your own hot dogs, I guess.
I guess they don't like mustard on their hot dogs. What was that all about?
I don't know. Maybe the refs made somebody mad. We don't have any refs here to make you mad, but maybe the refs made somebody mad, and I don't know. Maybe the refs sucked in that game. Maybe the refs suck. Period. But Tennessee, again, I think Josh Heupel is going. I think he is a good coach. I don't think he's going to be a good coach. I think he is a good coach.
Hendon Hooker is a good quarterback.
Hendon Hooker is a good quarterback. Joe Milton
is terrible.
In terms of his
decision
making is a little bit off.
I'd hate to say I hate saying that he looks terrible because he has promise.
He has promise, but his decision making is a little
not good.
His decision makes a little questionable.
I wonder if Josh can iron all those kinks out.
I don't know, but a number 13 ranked Ole Miss with the Heisman favorite quarterback came in,
who ran for a country mile and a half.
Ran for 180 something, 183 yards, something like that. But yeah, Tennessee with one could have beat them.
Could have.
And this is with the Tennessee team who lost 30 people in the transfer portal
and competed with a very good Ole Miss team.
And their starting running back was out, and 3 of their starting linemen was out, and they still could have beat number 13 Ole Miss with one play at the end. I think Heupel is a good coach. I think he's a good coach, and I think with talent coming in, I think Tennessee's future is pretty bright. I do.
Definitely.
I would have loved to have won the game,
but it just wasn't meant to be.
It just wasn't meant to be. I know the recycling companies made out like a bandit. There's about 5,000 water bottles on that field, and
a bunch of grumpy fans,
and one mustard bottle.
And
at least we've seen one mustard bottle. But anyways, yeah, Tennessee actually looked pretty good in that, even in the loss.
Plus, I've also found out that Tennessee fans really love tennis balls.
Oh yeah, they love golf balls too.
And they love mustard bottles.
And they
love unrecycled water bottles.
Yes, so we had a little fun with that. But that also will take us into our
dumpster fire of the week.
Our dumpster fire of the week. Check this out.
Dumpster fire of the week.
Yeah.
Hello.
That's right. It is time for our
dumpster fire
of the week. This is Marty the dumpster fire.
And first of all, thank you for Tennessee for sponsoring us with this special French's mustard bottle.
Hey, French's mustard is my favorite mustard.
I'm gonna keep it nice and handy.
Our dumpster fire of the week are not a team,
not a player.
Normally we pick a team or we pick a player that's really doing bad. This time we are going to do the officiating crews in college football, especially from the SEC. Man, the SEC officiating
needs to be worked.
It is at the lowest I think I can remember ever in the history of football. This is what got me. We were talking about this. The SEC football is a $1 billion industry.
That's
with a B.
Huge.
$1 billion industry.
Especially with Texas and Oklahoma coming in soon.
Yeah, and we can't get more than 4 cameras on the field to watch the plays. We got to see a camera from like up at the top of the stadium, pointing down, and you're like, did he get the first down? I don't know, Joe. Let's look at the.
He did from a bird's eye view.
I mean, with a $1 billion industry, and we can't get more than 4 cameras on the field, so the rest can have something to see about plays.
No wonder why they have a bad reputation.
And even without the cameras, dude, they don't know how to make a good call. Forward progress is stopped. No, forward progress wasn't stopped. But anyways,
you can just continue on.
You can just go and go. And the Tennessee game wasn't the only. That was the one. That was sort of the straw.
Showed off all of the flaws with the officiation.
That was sort of the straw that broke the camel's back. There's been several other SEC games this year that have had really egregious, horrible ref calls.
And the hot dog that broke the mustard.
Yeah, that is the mustard bottle that broke the.
How dare you
back.
separate the mustard from the hot dog?
Yes. You can't do that. But anyways, that is our dumpster fire of the week is SEC officiating.
You angry? Have some mustard.
It is horrible right now. All right, let's go ahead and jump into who we predict our winners and losers to be for Week 8. We actually have a Wednesday ranked game.
And our host tonight is the Fancy Chickens.
The Fancy Chickens play Wednesday night. Yep. The Coastal Carolina Chanticleers at 6-0, ranked number 14, are going to go to Appy State. Appy State's 4-2. They're not fantastic, but they're not bad either.
They look like a bowl team.
Yeah. This is actually going to be a really close game.
Do you think the Chickens pull it out?
The line's 5 points. I think Coastal Carolina carries that line. I think it'll be 7 to 8 points probably.
I think we drove by there once on one of our vacations.
Yeah, we actually have been by there, yeah. Now let's go ahead and jump on in. We have no ranked, no top 15 Thursday games, no top 15 Friday games. So we jump right into
Saturday
morning.
Fun fact, there is no top 25 matchups. There's no ranked matchup.
This is the first time this year that there has not been a ranked matchup this year.
Ranked versus ranked, there's none.
No, there is none, which means we have an even better chance
of some upset pickings.
Some upsets. So let's take a look at these. At noon, we have number 2 Cincinnati going to Navy. Navy's not very good this year. Cincinnati.
Respect to the Naval Academies.
Respect to the Navy, but you're going to lose by 4 touchdowns.
They're going to lose pretty badly.
It's going to be 30 to 35 points. I think the line's 27 or something like that. I would actually 27 is a lot of points, but man, they just beat a team by 35. Central Florida Knights, and I don't think Navy is much better than Central Florida right now. So,
Navy fans, if you're not happy about this, have some mustard.
Have some mustard. It makes everything better. We got number 3 Oklahoma going to Kansas.
That just screams 50 points, maybe.
The line's 38.5, but it might be 43
to
10, 43 to 10.
Kansas is a really bad program, and Oklahoma is a really good program.
Yeah, I would honestly probably take Oklahoma minus 38.5. That sounds horrible.
But that's how bad Kansas is.
That's how bad Kansas is. Kansas needs to go back to playing basketball. We got Northwestern at Michigan. Maybe there's none of these are going to be upset so far. Northwestern's 3-3.
And Michigan is undefeated.
Michigan is undefeated.
Bigger game, Jim.
I mean, he's actually got them undefeated this year.
Wait till Ohio State. Wait till the Ohio State.
Yeah, you got to say it right now. But yeah, that's a lot of points.
I don't know. Michigan's offense. I don't know if Michigan's offense has that in them.
I mean, they're averaging 38 points a game, and to beat somebody by 24, you're going to have
in conference.
You're going to have to only give up 14. Do you think they'll beat them 38 to 14?
If Northwestern is bad enough, I don't know. I don't know if I trust that.
I don't know if I trust. I actually might take a little Northwestern plus 23.5 on that one. I don't know. I got a feeling about it. Maybe not. We got Illinois at number 7, Penn State.
Big game, James.
And Illinois is 2-5. They're really bad. So
this is not a big game.
Not a big game, but you don't want to lose it though. I mean, you don't want to
stink up the joint against a bad
Illinois team. I would actually take Penn State in that one, minus the 23.5. We got number 8. That is right. Number 8.
Mike Gundy's.
Oklahoma State.
I'm a man, I'm 40.
2 Oklahoma teams in the top 10. 2 Oklahoma teams in the top 8.
I told you Oklahoma was going to blow the roof.
Oklahoma.
You know the shape of Oklahoma is the shape of a pan.
Yeah.
It's going to come off the pan. The food on the pan is going to come off.
It's too much. It's going to break the handle off. Now they are playing a tougher team though. They're at Iowa State. Iowa State's not a bad team. They are 4-2.
I think they might be just a bowl team though. But they could sneak up possibly.
I think they could sneak up. The line's only 7. I think Oklahoma State carries that line. They've been especially since pulling against Texas. They were down by Texas, but came back and beat them by double digits. So I think they should take care of Iowa State. We got number 10, Oregon. Oregon drops 1 spot because they're driving that struggle bus a little bit right now.
Iowa just let them borrow.
And they're going to UCLA. UCLA is a decent team.
Chip Kelly, are the chips stale or are they slightly tasty?
Chip may keep his
job
if he wins this one.
If he wins.
UCLA is favored. Believe it or not, by 2.
Since how Oregon's been playing, I might pick an upset.
We got the first upset of the week. UCLA taking down the Oregon Ducks.
Yep.
Actually, that's not that bad of a call. We got LSU, the lame duck. I love Coach O.
Oh, Coach O.
But for $17 million, he can sit home and eat a hamburger or 2 now.
Yep.
And not worry about who wins or who loses, just one lay down hamburger.
Well, we'd have to talk about Ed Orgeron being let go by the LSU Tigers.
Yeah, LSU has made it official that they're going to let him coach through the season, but they're going to let him move on. I think the players are going to play for him.
But they're against a really tough Ole Miss
They
team.
are against a tough Ole Miss team.
Lane Kiffin and his crew is probably going to get them going.
I do think Ole Miss wins this one. They just come off of a
very brutal game against Tennessee.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised, though, with an LSU upset. LSU just upset Florida. But again, LSU's coming off of a thrilling win. They should probably have a letdown this week, too. One of those two teams is going to have a letdown. Mississippi State's the...
But yeah, Dan
Mullen
at Florida's in a lot of heat.
Yes.
After losing to a team that's going to let go of their coach.
He is. Again, we're not talking about Florida because they're not inside.
But we might have to mention that because that's a big job.
That is a big job that might be coming. LSU's a big job. That's going to be open coming up. We might have a talk about that sometime, who we think the coaches are going to be. But I've got Ole Miss in that one. And then we've got Ohio... I don't want people to get confused, about the teams up there in Ohio. So it's the Ohio State. The Ohio State at the Indiana.
And the Ohio State is going to beat the crap.
Going to beat the crap out of them. Well, yeah, Indiana's aren't very good. They're 2-4.
Indiana, if you're not happy, have some mustard.
Yeah, it makes everything better. Ohio State's favored by 20. I think they carry that. We got USC at number 13, Notre Dame. Notre Dame jumps back up into the top 15.
USC is painfully average. Notre Dame's decent, so I'm going to pick the Irish.
I think they're only favored about 6.5, so I think I'll take that too. And that is our top 15 of the week. We hope you had a little fun with us with the mustard. Thanks for
thank you, Tennessee, for donating the mustard.
Yeah, thanks to Marty, the dumpster fire. Anyways, we hope you had a little fun with us. Hit a comment down there. Let us know how stupid we are, how crazy we are. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.
Groovy baby button.
Share us with your friends, and hit that groovy baby button over there.
Spread the love.
Other than that, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.